Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder. Still kicking it with the Mega Lopunny team, as today will be the final episode with this team. I might revisit Mega Lopunny in the future, but I am moving on to a new team for Road to Ranked tomorrow. In addition, I do have to apologize because there was supposed to be an individual Pokemon analysis that was supposed to go up yesterday, but it's actually going to go up after today's Road to Ranked, and as a result, I'm moving the team analysis for this Mega Lopunny team tomorrow. That way, I don't want to have 3 videos out at the same time, and so there will be 2 uploads tomorrow. You can expect an individual Pokemon analysis after this one as well. So we're going to conclude it here. Yesterday we were able to pick up 2 pretty big wins, putting us at 1853. Both of my opponents there were highly rated as well, so it'd be really nice to end the Mega Lopunny team on a good note. But it's been a lot of fun. I think the next time I try out Mega Lopunny, I'm definitely going to put Encore on it. I actually faced an Encore Mega Lopunny at my Premier Challenge yesterday. It was funny because I played a bunch, and I was like, wow, that's so relevant given that I'm using it Road to Ranked, as Jit from New York with the rating of 1694 is going to be my first opponent of the day, with a very interesting team here. We see Hydreigon, Staraptor, Hitmontop, Ambipom, Amoonguss, and Mawile. So, like, Hydreigon, Mawile, Amoonguss, all pretty standard Pokemon in VGC. Hitmontop, we've seen it a bunch on Road to Rank. I think it was featured 2 days ago, where I learned actually did not get access to Sucker Punch, which was a good lesson to learn since I'm so used to playing Hitmontop in VGC 2012 and 2013. It's been more common those years, not nearly as common this year. The Staraptor here is interesting as well because a couple of players had used it to success in VGC 2014, some with the Choice Scarf variant, some with the Choice Band variant, and finally Ambipom is a fast Fake Outer, which I've actually never seen used really effectively in VGC at the highest level of play. So, a bunch of standard Pokemon, a bunch of unconventional picks here, and it should be interesting. Double Fake Out option for my opponent. The Mawile is obviously the Mega Evolution here. Amoonguss for Spore Redirection will be kind of annoying. Now, Sylveon checks my opponent's team relatively well in the sense that he can knock out Hitmontop and Hydreigon right away. So immediately I'm wondering if my opponent wants to even bring it. Now the nice thing is because my opponent doesn't have a Defiant or a competitive user like Mawile slash Bisharp, Landorus here can be pretty helpful because it can reduce the attack from Pokemon like Mawile and Staraptor and Ambipom, meaning that the only Pokemon here that really threatens Sylveon I'd say is the Mawile, but Landorus can intimidate it. So I'm very tempted right now to go with the Landorus Sylveon lead. The main issue here is Amoonguss can kind of just walk through my team, and I don't like that. I also kind of want to lead with Lopunny, but I don't know. I don't want to walk into an Intimidate. It can also get faked out. Though, I don't know. Maybe Lopunny Sylveon's not a bad lead here. I don't know. I really like leading with Intimidate, though, given how physically oriented my opponent's team is. Like, it's definitely going to just shut something down immediately. So I think I'm going to go with those two. Rotom Wash here is pretty darn good, given how many physical type attackers my opponent has. Can burn the Mawile and T-Bolt the Staraptor. Now for the last one. I'm gonna bring Lopunny here still, just because it can outspeed and get low kicks off, which can of course just knock out Hydreigon and the Ambipom. It can also help me out with the Fake Out support. Not sure if it was the best call here, just because it's relatively frail, can get knocked out. But it is the last episode of Lopunny, so we'll see if he can put in work here. So we're going to see the Hitmontop Hydreigon lead from my opponent, so I guess leading Lopunny Sylveon would have been alright here. But I don't mind, I lead Landorus and Sylveon, get the Intimidate off against the Hitmontop, and there's no better time for Sylveon to be out than right now. My opponent's definitely going to have to go for the Fake Out onto the Sylveon. And I suspect Hydreigon switches out or goes for like a Draco into the Landorus slot. So let's see what I can switch into. A Rotom Wash and a Lopunny. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to go for the U-turn onto the Hydreigon, and I would just go for the Hyper Voice. No reason to protect here in the off chance my opponent does not Fake Out the Sylveon. So I think leading Sylveon here was such a big advantage. And if, I don't know, my opponent's really got to try to switch out here, but, oh, okay, no switches. Yep, does Fake Out the Sylveon, doesn't do very much damage, so I do get that Scarf U-turn off. And this next turn is going to be really big for me because I can predict my opponent to switch out. Sylveon just outright beats Hitmontop, and Hydreigon, though, will be a bit interesting because Hitmontop does get access to Wide Guard. So I'm going to bring in Rotom Wash here because obviously Lopunny is relatively frail, and Rotom is a pretty good Pokemon to have out right now. As the Hydreigon, goes for the Dark Pulse into the Rotom Wash spot. Based off that damage output, it does reveal itself to be Choice Specs Hydreigon, which makes lots of sense. Sylveon obviously flinches here. I want to protect and Hyper Voice here to scout for the Wide Guard. Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, there's not much of a reason to protect here, I guess. Though, I don't know, Rotom Wash is kind of important in, like, checking the Mawile my opponent probably has in the back. I don't know, I would think he has Wide Guard. You know what, I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp him on top and Hyper Voice. Yep, he does have the Wide Guard. So I wasn't sure there. That's fine. You know, my Rotom's gonna take another Dark Pulse, but I get to burn the him on top for free. The following turn I can just protect this Rotom Wash unless he crits me here. Oh, he doesn't. I thought that was a crit there, but I hang out with 4 HP. Pretty clutch there. But I don't know. Rotom Wash is a pretty important Pokemon in this matchup, so maybe it wasn't the best of idea for me to take that much damage immediately. But I do burn the him on top, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of want to conserve this Rotom just because I could use it to burn his... Wow, I just lost my train of thought. I could use it to burn his Mawile, which he probably has on the back. So I'm going to switch the Rotom Wash out. And actually, no, I could protect here. I could just protect Psyshock. No, but the thing is, Lopunny gets a bit more offensive pressure on. So yeah, I'm going to pull out the switch and go for the Psyshock onto him on top. Though my opponent might predict this in like close combat, that's I'd be impressed. But I don't know, I think at this point you should just continue using Wide Guard with him on top. Especially because he doesn't know what item I have with my Sylveon. As it does go for another Wide Guard, yep. So now I've got 2 Pokemon that resist the Dark type attacks from Hydreigon. That last turn I probably could have played a bit safer and just protected with Rotom. The burn onto... Oh, wow. I totally forgot that Lopunny is not fighting type before the Mega Evolution, so I just hang out with a little bit of HP there, but... wow, is that Citrus Berry Hitmontop? Wow, lots of new things in this battle. As Hitmon takes some burn there. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, go for the Fake Out onto the Hydreigon, and I'll Hyper Voice here because Hitmontop's probably going to want to attack as Hydreigon actually switches out. Let's see what comes in. It's going to be Mawile. I'm fine. That Mawile is actually not going to be able to take these attacks too well. And yeah, I think Hitmontop might want to go for like a close combat here onto the Lopunny, so that's why I Hyper Voice, since I wasn't sure whether Psyshock could KO. But maybe he went for a Wide Guard, so I guess we'll see. So Fake Out goes off into Mawile, not going to do too much damage. What does Hitmontop go for? Okay, yeah. So I do call that correctly. I do get the Hyper Voice off, and that brings Mawile under 50%, which is kind of nuts, and it knocks out Hitmontop, so... that was a good turn for me to get some momentum back into my favor. Especially because, you know, Hydreigon can't touch Sylveon, so my opponent's probably going to have to bring his last Pokemon out right now. It is going to be that Staraptor. Let's see. Now, the main issue is my Rotom Wash and my Landorus are so... I mean, my Rotom Wash and my Lopunny are so weakened, like, at 4 HP and 12 HP. So I really want to knock out this Mawile, because once Mawile goes down, I'm fine. So I'm actually going to sack the Rotom Wash here because Staraptor outspeeds it regardless and protect here. That way I get another free Fake Out with this Lopunny in the future, and I think the Fake Out turns are important. I can also get a free switch into a Landorus T this way, to which I can actually just super power Mawile, excuse me, for a knockout, I believe. So Mawile is going to Mega Evolve here, but like I said, once this Mawile goes down, I think Sylveon wins me the game, so right now that's my win condition. And Mawile did take a lot of damage that last turn. Though I suppose I could have went for the Low Kick instead of the Fake Out. But let's see. Staraptor going for that Brave Bird into the Rotom Wash slot, or the Lopunny that's switched out. I'm guessing it's Scarf Staraptor here, which I'm fine with because I get a free Intimidate off here with my Lando, as it's going to take a bit of recoil. Mawile goes for the Iron Head into Sylveon, that's not going to do anything. So I get to bring in Landorus for free now, and the great thing is, Sylveon outspeeds Mawile, so all I have to do here is Superpower Mawile and Hyper Voice. And there is nothing my opponent can do about this because he has no safe switch-ins. Like, if Mawile switches out, then Hydreigon faints. So the only bad thing that can happen is if he crits a Brave Bird. Yeah, so I'll just Superpower Hyper Voice. Though I guess Mawile could protect here. Okay, no, it's not going to protect. Perfect. And given that Staraptor went first, it reveals it is indeed Choice Scarf. That should not knock out Sylveon, like I said, unless it crits, which it does not. Perfect. So Landorus gets that Superpower off against this Mawile. Even if it doesn't knock it out, Hyper Voice should pick up the KO, but it does pick up the one-hit KO after that Mawile took in so much damage. And that's one of the reasons why like I didn't originally like Mawile this year, is because it just can't take Hyper Voice as well from like Sylveon at all. So I get another Hyper Voice off there, and the Pixie Plate really doing work there as it picks up the knockout on Staraptor. So I've actually been really enjoying Pixie Plate Sylveon because, you know, it's been able to get some nice damage off, and at the same time you can protect as well. So Hydreigon's going to come back in here, but Landorus, Sylveon, and Lopunny all beat it, so I'm just going to Superpower and Hyper Voice here. And it's going to be game, basically. Pretty interesting game. I think leading Sylveon was a huge advantage. I was actually very surprised to see my opponent not bring Amoonguss, given how well I thought Amoonguss beat my entire team, because I had no way to really stop the Spore. So that might have been a better call than my opponent could have made, but obviously I'm not going to complain. And, yeah, I mean, even if my opponent led, like, the Staraptor or the Mawile, Sylveon would have been threatened significantly more, though that is why I led with Landorus to get the Intimidate off. So we are going to be able to pick up a win there. The Lopunny getting the Fake Out and putting on pressure was actually really helpful there in the end, so pretty glad there. But pretty intense battle. I mean, I was also fortunate enough to hang on. I totally blanked out and forgot Lopunny was in part fighting type in normal form. And then Rotom Wash being able to survive 2 Dark Pulses was really nice. But, you know, I am a pretty bulky Rotom. So we are going to look for the last battle with this Mega Lopunny team. Let's see if we can close it out with the win. Currently sitting at a rating of 1863 as, yeah. So, I don't know. I do think the Encore set, like I was talking about the Premier Challenge I went to yesterday, I just realized I have 200 wins now, but 132 losses as well. As an 1852 rated player from Japan is going to be our next opponent of the day. But yeah, so I played Sandman, Joe Pekowski, who finished 3rd at Worlds in 2012 and got 2nd at US Nationals. It was a really intense game. I ended up winning, but I mean, he had a really cool Mega Lopunny team. I think he had like, Gothitelle, the Sub Heatran, and it's really scary to go against Lopunny and Gothitelle because, you know, you can imagine the trap with Encore and, you know, Gothitelle obviously with its ability. But my opponent here has Blaziken, Thundurus, Cresselia, Gastrodon, Amoonguss, and Aegislash, so presumably that's going to be a Mega Blaziken given that nothing else can Mega Evolve. Once again, we do see another Amoonguss similar to the last match. Let's see. I actually like Landorus Sylveon once again here, just because Landorus immediately intimidates the, Blaziken. Once Blaziken's intimidated, it can't knock out my Sylveon. I don't know. All my Pokemon are pretty good in this matchup, though. So, gotta think carefully. Yeah, I like leading Sylveon here, though. There's not much I can check. I'm gonna actually lead Sylveon Hydreigon. Let's think. I mean, Rotom Wash is a really good counter to the Blaziken. So I kind of want to go with Rotom Wash here. I don't know. Landorus is really good to intimidate it, though, and Rock Slide, but it just feints the Ice-type attacks, and Cresselia and Gastrodon probably have those. So I kind of want to go Rotom Wash Lopunny as my back, too, but is it really worth bringing Lopunny this time around? I don't really think so, honestly. You know, I'm going to keep that on the bench. Sylveon, Hydreigon. I'm going to go Aegislash here. And Rotom Wash, yeah. Alright, lock in, we'll see how this goes. I've actually lost to a fair amount of Mega Blaziken teams. Maybe that's actually the Mega I'm going to use in next week's Road to Ranked. But, I don't know. Yeah, I've played against a bunch, and like the ones I've seen from high-rated players, most of them Japanese, are really, really good. So we're going to see Cresselia and Amoonguss coming out from my opponent, which is a very Trick Room-looking lead against my Sylveon and Hydreigon, which is alright because I just have so much offensive pressure immediately. Let's see. No, interestingly enough, I could actually double into this Amoonguss to knock it out immediately with like a Psyshock and a Draco. Or a Dark Pulse, but I'm not sure if Dark Pulse can knock it out. I mean, Crest isn't a Brett, but I'm really scared of like the Trick... I mean, I don't know though, it's not a very Trick Room based team, that's the main thing. You know what, I'm going to aggressively target this Amoonguss down with the Draco and a Psyshock. Okay, he goes for a Rage Powder, that's perfectly fine. I think Crest was going for the Trick Room here, so, I mean, if it was... Oh, wow. Calm Mind... It's that fast? Oh, not another Calm Mind Crest. We just faced one in yesterday's episode. Oh, and I missed the Draco as well. Alright, let's see how much this Psyshock does. Okay. I mean, now I can, I guess, Hyper Voice and Draco Meteor, but... I don't know, if I'm my opponent here, I'm protecting Amoonguss, but like I don't really have any better options here. Oh man. It would have been really nice to hit that Draco. How is Cresselia this fast, though? What? Huh. Okay, Amoonguss, yeah, goes for the obvious protector. So I get a Hyper Voice off, but that Crest is probably going to go for another Calm Mind. This is already looking really bad. This is my first time seeing a Cresselia that fast. I need to knock out this Amoonguss, because once I knock out Amoonguss, Crest can't do too much to an Aegislash. I mean, it's going to come down to the same situation as yesterday, where it's like, if I get a crit, I basically win. And since Crest can't really touch Aegislash, it's not a big concern. But yeah, I'm just going to go for another Hyper Voice Draco here, which should knock out the Amoonguss. Now, that miss set me back a turn, because I really need to KO everything around Cresselia right now. I just can't really afford to do much against it. He's actually going to withdraw the Amoonguss, I think. Is that Gastrodon coming in? Yeah. Which I'm fine with, because it's not like Gastrodon can really take a Draco Hyper Voice too well. But my opponent's going to go for that Icy Wind. Even at +2, does not bring Hydreigon down to under 50%, which is pretty nice. I just can't believe how fast that Crest is. As Hydreigon gets the Draco Meteor off. Spectre Draco Meteor against this Gastrodon. Perhaps I should have Dark Pulse in the first turn. Oh wow, almost knocks out Gastrodon there. Let's see if that's Citrus Berry. Yep. Not sure if Hyper Voice can knock it out here, but given how much Draco did there, I think there's a good chance. We'll see. So Sandman gets the Hyper Voice off. Nice, knocks out the Gastrodon, one hit. So even though this Crest is at +2 right now, you know, at least I picked up a knockout immediately. As Blaziken's going to be my opponent's last one. I think I'm going to protect Sylveon, switch out into Rotom Wash, yeah. Like, Blaziken is my opponent's main means of offense right now. I get the feeling he's going to go for a Flare Blitz into the Sylveon slot, so I'm going to play it safe here, you know, bring out the Rotom Wash, which can knock out the Blaziken in one hit with Hydro Pump, and conserve this Sylveon. Let's see. Oh man, this Calm Mind Cresselia is just killing me these days. Oh, he's actually going to protect with Blaziken. Very nice play there. Giving it a turn of just burning my protector, basically. As, let's see what Crest goes for. Another Icy Wind? Yep. Which I'm fine with. Like, at this point, speed's not my concern. I'm just concerned. Like, I think this Cresselia is probably going to have Moonlight. I mean, okay. Once again, like I said, it has no way to hit my Amoonguss. Or not my Amoonguss, my Aegislash. Like, even at +6. I don't know, though. I think it has Rocky Helmet, which is my biggest concern right now. Okay, so my opponent's probably going to Flare Blitz into the Sylveon. You know what? I'm just going to Hyper Voice and Hydro Pump here. I just need to knock out onto Blaziken right now. He's actually going to switch it out, which is another play I thought my opponent might have gone for. Which I'm fine with, because I just get free damage. And free damage is always good. Though that Amoonguss has so much HP right now. As Cresselia goes for another Calm Mind. Of course, Amoonguss with Regenerator, you know, really clutching it out there. So at this point, I'm just letting this Cresselia Calm Mind up just because I know I have Aegislash in the back. And obviously, Aegislash won't be doing too much damage, but at that point, it's going to come down to a crit. And I do wish I kind of PP on the PP on Aegislash, but let's see. So Hyper Voice actually still does a good amount to both of my opponent's Pokemon there. Okay, I'm definitely in a good position right now because, you know, you can Spore and whatnot, but I want to continue Hyper. I think I'm going to Hyper Voice this turn and let's think. So Psyshock won't knock out Amoonguss. I don't think I can double target it for a KO. Hyper Voice is still chunking down that Cresselia, which is, you know, putting some pressure on. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Hyper Voice and Will-O-Wisp, I think, the Amoonguss. Might protect here. Okay, as it does. Okay, what does Crest go for? Oh, it does have the Moonlight. There we go. Okay, so that's what I was scouting for. If this were in a real VGC match, like, I'd probably end up winning on timer just because, like, you can't get away with using that kind of Cresselia. But, you know, once I get a crit, like, I can win too. So, now the question comes down to who does Amoonguss Spore here? I think you probably Spore Sylveon, so I'm just going to protect Sylveon and go for the Will-O-Wisp. Though you might switch back into... No, I don't think it's going to switch back into Blaziken. Or actually, perhaps I can just Psyshock and Will-O-Wisp it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Punishing a switch. But no, we finally see a Psychic come out of that Cresselia. Oh, there's a really good amount to that Rotom Wash. I don't even think I can take another one given. I mean, but yeah, as expected. Will-O-Wisp connects with the Amoonguss, but I'm probably going to be losing my Sylveon here. Oh, not losing it, but it's going to fall asleep. As I do get a Psyshock off. Let's see how much this does. Yeah, it doesn't knock it out. Comes close, though. The Amoonguss gets a Spore off against Sylveon. Okay. So we do see Cresselia's full sand. Like I said, it can't touch Aegislash 2. I mean, I guess even at plus... I mean, once you get to +6, though, then it becomes a monster. But, this is going to be an interesting finish to the game. I think what you do if you're my opponent here is you switch out Amoonguss and you Psychic the Rotom spot. Yeah, that's what I would do at least. And I don't even know what I can do because I think that Blaziken, man, Crest spinning at that getting that many special attack boosts is my main issue right now. I'll Hyper Voice, and I'll switch Rotom out into Hydreigon, yeah. I think my biggest, I don't know, first of all, I wasn't expecting that Chris to be faster than my Hydreigon. I should probably check my Hydreigon's EVs. I didn't realize it was this slow and Cresselia was that fast. And Amoonguss does pull out the switch as I expected. But not much I could have done there, and no doubt in my mind we're going to see a Psychic type attack go into the Hydreigon here. Yeah. So Sylveon takes a turn of sleep. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I can wake up with a Sylveon here, I can win. But I need to knock out Blaziken, because once Blaziken faints, then I mean, Blaziken's the one thing that can beat Aegislash right now, so I really want to knock it out. So I guess I'm just going to Hyper Voice here and go for the Draco onto it. Okay, he goes for the low kick. So if I wake up with Sylveon here, I can win. Because otherwise, I assume it's just going to Flare Blitz my Sylveon, as he's probably going to go for his Psychic here. Yeah, and I should survive that, but let's see. Crit. Oh, it stays asleep. Nah, I can't complain though. I mean, it was a like I could have protected Sylveon that last turn too and gotten off the burn residual damage. So yeah, I'm really not one to complain there. I guess I'll bring in Aegislash. I mean, I could potentially go for the King Shield immediately here to bring it to -2, but I don't know. I think it's a lost cause at this. I think my opponent's got me here. I'll protect with Sylveon, I guess. And I'll King Shield. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay, I do get the protect. I mean, yeah, if I woke up last turn, I think I could have actually. I would have ended up coming down to an Aegislash Stalwart, but these Calm Mind Cresselias, man, are killing me. So I did get the -2 attack drop onto that Blaziken, which is nice, and Psychic doesn't do anything to Sylveon, obviously. Speed boost, not gonna matter there. So, yeah, I mean, it's still basically a lost cause, but maybe I can at least knock out the Blaziken here with a Shadow Ball. Though, if you're my opponent here, you're probably gonna switch it out, yeah, into Amoonguss. So I knock out Amoonguss, as he's probably gonna knock out the Sylveon with a Psychic. Yep. So we trade KOs. I mean, all Blaziken has to do, I have to basically hope that like I can catch him off guard and knock it out with the Shadow Ball, and then it's going to be a Crest versus Aegislash Stalwart. Though, at so many Calm Minds, its Psychic is probably going to be doing a fair amount as it is. So I do not get a Amoonguss there. I presume I actually could have double protected with Sylveon there, which might have been the better play, as Aegislash takes Life Orb damage. So I'm going to bring in Rotom Wash here. As Blaziken comes back in. King Shield is obvious. I think if you're my opponent here, you might actually protect with the Blaziken. So maybe I can protect. I don't know. I don't think I can win this. Okay, I'm gonna protect Rotom and Shadow Ball the Crest, because if I can crit this. Yep, I do predict the protect from Blaziken. If I can crit the Shadow Ball, let's see. See if Magic can. No, maybe my opponent just Psychic the Aegislash slot. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I get a Shadow Ball off. So I played that turn correctly. I don't know. I still think it's over, but that's my win condition. I don't get the crit. Special defense drop though, maybe? Nah. Okay. Now it's interesting. I mean, the game's actually still not over. I can still win with this Aegislash, but the question is, does he target my Rotom, double target into my Rotom, expecting the King Shield this turn? And for example, double into Rotom here. I'm gonna try to protect with Rotom again, just because it's gonna faint. Like, the thing is, if I King Shield here, and he targets Rotom, then I lose, because Flare Blitz knocks me out. But he can double target. Like, I need to knock out this Blaziken without taking any damage. You know, I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball into it. No, failed the double, Flare Blitz. Okay, he just went for it. I mean, I don't think I would have won regardless, even if I got the King Shield off there, just because Psychic was doing too much anyway. But my opponent's going to end up winning this game. In a very good one. That was a smart conservation of the Blaziken there, as I'm going to lose my Rotom here. I guess I could have given myself a fighting chance, but I figured, you know, if I managed to knock out the Blaziken there, I was just going to go for it. But in the end, yeah, I mean, that Cresselia getting all those Calm Minds up was problematic. I should have locked myself into Dark Pulse as well, I guess. I was not expecting a fast Cresselia with Calm Mind immediately from my opponent, but I mean, I think that's a really good set after playing it yesterday and today, and it's one I'm going to have to watch out for in the future. So we're going to finish today's episode 1-1, which is alright, you know, good win in the first one. The second one was pretty close, though I felt like my opponent was probably just one step ahead of me with the Cresselia, given that I don't have physical dark type attacks. You know, Bisharp would have been pretty nice there with the knockoff, but you know, it is what it is. Mega Lopunny overall, pretty fun Pokemon to use. Definitely going to put Encore on it next time I try it out, because I think that might be actually the best move on it for a set. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, leave a like if you did, and watch out for the individual Pokemon analysis coming out later today. Anyway, that's it for this one, and I shall see you later today / tomorrow. Alright, peace.